Друзі, всім вітання! Раді вас сьогодні бачити. Мене звати Анастасія Солонок. Сьогодні я...
Dear colleagues, hello everyone. My name is Anastasia. I'm going to be a moderator today, and I have another role today. I'm representing the team of co-organizers. This is our new EDIH that has been launched a week ago. We will talk about it later, but today we are going to have the first and in some way wrapping up session, because we are going to get acquainted with the new hubs, with the hubs that are already operating, and we are going to discuss today the stories of success of the companies, of our interaction with entrepreneurs. It will be very interesting, I hope, and certainly. And we are going to have a network session as well. And I have seen that you have already started meeting each other, so I'm happy to see this. So this is a great chance for us to talk to each other in person, to have a cup of coffee, and to share your thoughts, your insights, your projects. So please be free to use every chance to talk to each other. So I encourage you to share your contacts because we have got together here, first of all, to share our experience and to lay a kind of foundation for future joint projects and initiatives. Our event today is organized under the Digital Europe program, and the strategic coordinator of the program in Ukraine is the Ministry of Digitalization Ukraine, and the implementing partner is GIZ. Before we start our main program, we would like to hear welcome words from our partners, from the organizers, from those people that made this event possible. And the first speaker I would like to give the floor to is Renata Nicolaou, the Deputy General Director of DG Connect, European Commission. Video.
I am very pleased to address you today, at least virtually, to show the support of the Commission more broadly to this event. I had the chance to accompany Executive Vice President Virkkunen to Ukraine a few months ago, and I was extremely impressed by your courage, by your resilience, and by the important steps and reforms that you are making to become part of the European Union. This is particularly true in the area of digital transformation. And the European Union has been working closely with Ukraine on this, and with great success. We have been addressing the challenges brought by Russia's war of aggression. We have accelerated Ukraine's integration in the digital single market, even before accession. We have promoted Ukraine's participation in relevant EU-funded programs, notably the Digital Europe program. Since its creation in 2021, the Digital Europe program has delivered results that directly benefit citizens, businesses, and the public sector in strategic areas such as artificial intelligence, high-performance computing, cloud, or semiconductors. And Ukraine is part of this success. Since its association to the program in 2022, the country has taken part in 28 projects, with a total funding exceeding 10 million euros. This is a strong sign of Ukraine's capacity to contribute to and benefit from Europe's digital priorities. Ukraine is also part of the European Digital Media Observatory, in short EDMO, which is funded under the Digital Europe program. EDMO supports fact-checkers, researchers, and media literacy actions, strengthening this way resilience to disinformation, which is very relevant in the country. Digital Europe is also advancing trusted digital public services through the EU Digital Identity Wallet. The wallet is now piloted with over 500 public authorities and companies, including in Ukraine. and we are investing in skills. By the end of 2025, over 61,000 people, including participants from Ukraine, took part in programs and courses offered under Digital Europe, from degrees to short-term trainings in artificial intelligence, cyber, and other key technologies. Another important result of the program is the network of European digital innovation hubs. These are one-stop shops for companies and public organizations that want to adopt digital solutions. The network is now present in 39 countries. Ukraine has been part of this network since 2025 with 6 hubs, co-funded by Digital Europe. 4 additional hubs have just started this spring. And these hubs help Ukrainian companies and public institutions adopt artificial intelligence and digital technologies, improve productivity and competitiveness, and connect with the best tools and expertise. 2027 will be the last year for the Digital Europe program, with several calls currently open until the 1st of October in key areas, including digital skills, electronic health records, and information integrity. I invite you to look at the funding and tenders portal or reach out to your national contact point for more information on these opportunities. I'm sure you are wondering what comes next to keep the momentum created by the Digital Europe program. The program will, hopefully, in the next MFF, in the next multi-financial program, continue under the digital leadership window of the European Competitiveness Fund. The Commission proposed a total of almost 70 billion euros for research and deployment of digital technologies for this period of 2028 to 2034. Of course, we are in the middle of the interinstitutional process and we still have a long way to go before finalizing the next MFF and the European Competitiveness Fund. However, we can already say that this fund may be opened to third countries through full or partial association for sure. Collaboration with our trusted partners such as Ukraine will remain a priority for pursuing further our common digital ambitions and for ensuring our technological sovereignty. In this regard, I very much hope we can continue and deepen our excellent cooperation for the benefit of our citizens, our societies, our economies. Thank you, and I wish you a very successful event indeed.
Я дійсно впевнена, що
So I am sure that our event will be very successful and fruitful. So frankly speaking, Ukraine is a digital country. We are the country of smartphones. We have a lot of digital services. And actually, we often surprise Europeans with our digital services. I had experience when I came to the shop in abroad, and I was asked to show the documents, and I just wanted to show the Dія, and they couldn't realize that it can be possible to show just digital documents. So we are becoming a driver of these transformations, and we have welcome words from the acting minister of digital transformation of Ukraine. Dear colleagues and dear partners, I am happy to see you all here in today's evening. Usually, it is taken for granted that the countries in war pauses at all their development projects, but it is not the case about Ukraine. The digital transformation is a priority for our country, and I want to say thank you to the European Commission and to our GIZ partners for their support in the digital transformation initiatives. We have joined a European program at the European Digital Europe in 2022 when the war has just started. It proves that digital transformation is a priority value for us, and being a part of the Digital Europe, it's a true opportunity for our country to be a part of the global processes. As of today, 94 Ukrainian institutions has become a part of the European framework of digital Europe. We have used 18 million of euros for Ukrainian projects, and 1.5 million euros are allocated to support our SME. 10 million euros are allocated for financing Ukrainian projects in European Union. The strategic step of Ukraine is to move from the digital state to agent state, that is the state based on artificial intelligence. That is a global trend to make Ukrainian business competitive in this in the new realities. That is why we are developing the network of the digital hubs in Ukraine. That is the one-stop shop for businesses that will provide services for our companies to be digitally secured and to use digital services as much as possible. We have already established 10 hubs supported by the European Union, and they are successfully operating. And I would like to say thank you to the European community for support in this sphere. We feel a great trust from the European Union in this area. Each year attracted through this program will increase our resilience and our capacity. Thank you everyone in Ukraine who were working in this, who were preparing project applications, and who became the winners of our grant programs. Let's work together. Thank you very much. So the next speaker is Olga Krevska, the head of the Directorate of the European and Euro-Atlantic Integration Ministry of Digital Transformation of Ukraine. Please, the floor is yours. Hello, dear colleagues. The Ministry of Digital Transformation take the possibility of participation in the European program as additional mechanism to be integrated in the European Union. And the index of of digital transformation of the country to take 10 score. So our goal is that 90% of MSE has to be fully digitally transformed till 2030, and 95% of MSE has to use AI, cloud services and big data in their operations till 2030. Mr. Burtnyakov has said that the development of IE solutions is a key priority for Ukraine. So we have developed the strategy for IE, focusing on the participation of MSE in different programs and promoting using AI in MSE. Our focus is, our goal is to make AI usable for our companies. We want our companies to understand how they can integrate AI tools in their operations and to simplify their work and to grow faster. So I would like to announce the initiative that we are going to implement together with the OECD. And this is the series of workshops for trainers, representatives of the European Innovation Digital Hubs that are going to have the course of three workshops of how to train entrepreneurs to use AI. After these workshops, we are going to formulate recommendations from OECD for Ukraine so that at the level of European digital hubs, all the stakeholders had a clear understanding how we want to move further to use this AI technologies. So, a Digital Europe program and the goals and recommendations of OECD is a comprehensive mechanism, and we are going to build an ecosystem that will simplify the everyday life of citizens of Ukraine and the everyday operational activities of our companies. So, we encourage you to look for the opportunities provided by the program and to fulfill these innovations in your activities.
Thank you, Olga, and thank you for your applause. Thank you for sharing the perspectives about our future and every possibility that we hear here on the stage. Do take it with you, because I think the more opportunities we have, the stronger our ecosystem becomes, because each player contributes their elements to it. And the next intro will be from Vladislav Kabelin, Deputy Head of DT for SME project from GIZ. Good afternoon, everyone. From GIZ, this is our third event called Digital Europe. And if we look at these events as milestones of our history, I would say that the result of Ukraine in this program is fantastic. Last year we were speaking about only opportunities of Digital Europe for Ukraine. And it was more like a concept of the hubs and what services they could make and who are their clients. And only in 1 year we started talking about the first results and the first hubs that were started. And today we are going to listen to the clients of the European innovation hubs. And we see that the number of companies who participate in this program increases. Probably it doesn't increase as fast as we would like it to be, but quite resolvedly. That's why we continue. And I think that here in this room, we have no thoughts about we have no doubts about the future of Ukraine as part of the EU. And it only takes time, but it's up to us to increase the speed where we need to both harmonize our legislation, but speed up, ramp up our economy and prepare our SME for this unified European space. And so the European digital innovation hubs are among the key catalyzers for this process. It's my point of view and the EU's point of view. Their ideas are so important, and I'm so happy we have 10 hubs already working in operation. Let me pause here and wish to share information as efficiently as possible today and to perceive this information, because it's key for our country. We will make sure that indeed we share the value of our hubs and cases. And as we say, the last but not the least will be greetings from our co-hosts and co-coordinators of one of the hubs. Welcome Pavlo Mikhailuk, who is Director of Developing the Ecosystem of Unit City and co-coordinator of EUNITED Digital Hub. Thank you. Really happy to see you all. We are an innovation park, and we are all open to innovation projects and ideas, and we are so thankful to GIZ, the European Commission, and Ministry of Digital Transformation, because we believe that the best projects and results are only achievable through synergy. We have 13 partners. And in fact, it is important to remember that within a context of the Digital Europe program, Not only we need to integrate into the digital space of the EU, but the European Union needs to integrate themselves into our space, and these programs are so important for sharing expertise and experience and for this joint moving forward. And the priorities for the Unit City and EUNITED Digital Hub, all innovations are human-centered, and human centrism is our biggest priority. Today we will have a lot of interesting insights and discussions, so have a fruitful insights and a cool event. Thank you. Thank you, Pavlo. So we are over with the greetings, and let's move to our main content part of this event, and it's time to meet the current state of affairs and the future opportunities that Digital Europe project can offer. And let me invite Volodymyr Perun, who is the head of Department of Innovation, Development and Access to Finances of the State Company Office of Development of Entrepreneurship and Export. Really happy to see you all. You look a bit sad, but digitalization is fun. You are part of the innovation hubs, and since this office is I'm not going to be too long, but the main indicators I want to say it's that in 3 years we announced last September the results, and we started sharing about Digital Europe and about its focal areas, about AI, cloud technologies. And we have really good partners. Thank you, Vladislav at GIZ and Olga Krajewska, who joined the National Contact Point, and the recommendations and leadership and partnership connections. And let us talk about the results. There is a separate result about this national coordination point, where we shared almost this entire manual of participation of Digital Hub. Let's say our main result is the networking, where we provide contact details from 17 countries of the EU and Eastern Partnership through competition. Or if you need information on the conditions, we are your focal point, or competitions needed for your development. We will update you, because we have outlined 68 of those competitions for Ukraine only. If you need to submit an application, you can either contact us or go to Dія.Бізнес and to understand better how each of the chapters of this application can be filled in. And also, if you need financial program, we have a marketplace of financial opportunities for businesses. This is a coordination point of Ukraine, and we are part of our activity is in education. Last year, we made a webinar together with the GIZ with about 800 participants overall in 3 webinars from SMEs and local authorities, oblast administrations and city councils, and the effect was fantastic. And we provided so many consultations to the participants who started asking for it. About our consultations, you can apply for receiving the consultation from us. It's very easy. You can do it online, and we will contact you back. The topics of consultation could be about partnership or business development. And it's not a one-time action. It's more like support that we provide through a consulting support that we provide. So welcome, apply to us, and you as Innovation Hubs are our main stakeholders. So welcome. Thank you.
Дякую дуже. Так, давайте ще раз поплескаємо Володимиру за те, що
More applause to Volodymyr.
які надає програма «Цифрова Європа». І, звісно, як вже було сказано,
And as we mentioned earlier, there are 10 EDIHs which are working in Ukraine only, and
тільки що запустилися, як
some of them have just launched, some of them are being launched, and some of them have been operational in Ukraine for a while. Of course, there are some success stories, some stories of experience, and today we would like to share some success stories and cases. And I'm inviting Inga Ioano, who is the head of partnership, stakeholder relationship and communication of the NGO Pixeled Realities. She's going to be online with us.
Інга, вітаю, ви нас чуєте, бачите? Чуєте?
Не бачу, але чую.
Well, I cannot see you, but I can hear you. So the floor is yours. Please share your success story.
Так, Інга.
They are checking the sound.
Так, вітаю ще раз. Я хочу запустити презентацію.
Бачимо на
Так,
екрані.
ви бачите,
Так, бачимо.
Так, дякую. Мене звати Інга.
My name is Inga Ioano. I'm Director of Partnership, Stakeholder Relationship and Communication of Pixeled Realities NGO. And I have 20 plus years of managing communication projects
Реалізації їх в Україні та Європі.
on implementation in Ukraine and Europe.
Участі в європейських проєктах.
Let me share information with you about Digital Europe in Ukraine, about 3D for CH, and also let me share what possibilities this organization opens for Ukraine. Let me share a bit about the NGO. Pixeled Realities combines experts in the sphere of digital production and digitalization of the cultural heritage. We are improving and elaborating the digital storages, the ways to keep our and digitalize our cultural heritage. And our biggest skill is in implementing really complex digital projects. What's important for us is not only digitalizing an object, but also transforming it into a resource and into the world of presentations in the digital space. I will share a bit about our practical experience in Ukraine and how this experience brought us to participation in the European consortiums and how this path looks like in reality. Our main areas of expertise is to digitalization, valorization of heritage. We work with movable and immovable heritage. we create digital copies and new ways, methods of interaction with that heritage. Our next focus is education, where we provide game design, VR, AR, etc. And our third area is more social, developing partnerships between Ukrainian and European institutions to make the Ukrainian heritage included and seen by the world process. The combination of educational practices and international cooperation has become the foundation for our participation in the European projects.
Вибачте, в мене просто ще котик є тут.
Sorry, I have a cat on my lap.
Так, наш шлях до європейських консорціумів.
So our path to the European consortium started with theory and practice. Under the conditions of the war. And we established the Museum of the Ukrainian Victory, and it's not only an initiative for us, but also
в цьому музеї це більше як ми його розглядаємо.
For us, this museum is more like a platform where we are developing approaches for crisis documentation of the heritage. We have experience in documentation of cultural heritage attacks and war crimes. And we were also using photometrics for that. We have over 30 locations which are showing the resilience of our society and ability to mark these milestones. In 2024, we established Kulyalnik Crosses project. Those are 23 crosses, and these materials can be seen in Ukraine, Germany, and US, and Japan, Spain, Luxembourg, and Italy. And the key point in our work in the consortiums is the Forum of Cultural Heritage for Renovation in Lviv on December the 6th, where we invited about 20 participants, and we started partnerships and collaboration with them. Excuse me, a couple of seconds. There is air alarm in Kyiv, so if you would like to, you can go to the shelter and you can watch the online Zoom, or you can stay here as well. If you need a shelter, our colleagues are going to help you. Ingo, I'm so sorry.
Але, на жаль, маємо класного сусіда. Продовжуйте, будь ласка. Зараз ми
But unfortunately, our neighbor never sleeps, so
Ви теж вибачте, в мене просто він літній кіт, і він має вади. І він...
I'm so sorry about my speech. I have this really old cat, and it requires attention. I'm going to share more about our last point. The forum we held in 2022 in Lviv, and we think that such events like yours, like other events organized by the Ukrainians and where Ukrainians are invited, they are very important, and we can share more about these results and to help you see more partnerships and collaborations initiated. We were invited to apply to the Digital Europe program, and in fact we we became partners. We partnered with OCH and culture.
Щодо подачі.
So concerning the application, so you can see on the slide all the details related to the project, and I'd like to admit that after this practical experience we have, we started to come into the international expertise as a team with a true expertise, not only as a local partner, but as an experienced partner. So we have become a partner within this project, and it is co-financed by the European Commission under the digital mobile program, and to take and this project are actually international technical assistance as defined by the Ministry of Culture. This is not only about access to financing, but it is about the opportunity to use European technologies to be a part of the European network and new tools to work with the heritage. And the most valuable thing is a great experience and an opportunity to represent Ukraine. So XR Culture is a project devoted to the research and usage of 3D model of cultural heritage of the common European space. The mission is to keep this space safe by using innovative methods of digitalization, AI tools, and so on. Within this project, we are also working with the Odessa Municipal Museum, and it is an important example how the museum collections may enter European digital ecosystems. Especially important here is the usage of the complicated tools to make digital copies of such things as, for example, jewelry, and because it demands really technologically complicated approach. As a result of the project, we are trying to digitalize different documents, and for this we use the combination of photometry and a special technology of house dispersing. So as on the basis of practical work, we are developing our own methodology to digitalize such an object. You can see here 32 objects of the cultural heritage of Odessa Museum, also more than 70 objects and the subject of Roman glass in Verona. We are also working on European models to be demonstrated on Ariana. And we have also accumulated 44 objects from the collection of the Ukrainian Museum of Culture, and we are still working on 50 more objects to be digitalized. We also work in a special area, XR Culture, that is the development of XR scenarios, including MVP application for online photometry. I will tell you about the 3D4CH, that is online center of digital competencies for the cultural heritage. And we are not only processing the content here, but we are also shaping the structure of knowledge and skills. As members of consortium, we understood that this initiative is not only about technology, but about establishing an environment for professional growth. 3D4CH is using the experience of previous European project, and it uses different AI tools, XR tools, and so on. For Ukraine, it is especially important that this project includes focus on preserving the heritage damaged by the war and continues the logics of the safe initiative. Within 3D4CH, we have prepared a report on the best methods of digitalization. Also, we expect to make a review and to make it public and to translate it into Ukrainian. We are also developing the the state of art technologies to digitalize half transparent and transparent objects. For example, you can see this bottle. We have scanned it by ACH method, and it is very important. We have also established a working group including members of European and other members of consortium that is working on the start of national and we also provide training for Ukrainian researchers, and we have conducted 8 trainings for UA Digital Wave, and the Ukrainian experts have taken part in winter school in Brussels. It was online center. 3D4CH is already operating as a base of knowledge and environment to share cases, articles, and trainings. It includes also animation of Ukrainian heritage. That is a very cool thing as well. So what is the process? The implementation of consortium project starts from a few meetings where partners usually agree the frame of work and their expectations. Then we have regular meetings, weekly or bi-weekly or monthly meetings within our working packages. You need to launch the instrument of Intel communications, that is email, letters, and so on. In practice, the first months of work often go for planning, agreement of the workflow, and only after then we can move to the applied phase, to the operational phase. But we need to provide regular reporting, including financial reporting that is done every half year, and as a result of the work we plan next stages. So, dear Inga, you have 5 minutes more. So, yes. I would like also to tell a few words about the work package, because just to clear it out, how it works in international consortium. That is, working package is a way to structure large international project, and so that each block had its own goals, timelines, deadlines, and responsible people. We have blocks related to management, to the quality data management, aggregation of the content, assessment of impact, and communication. It is important for us because participation in consortium, it is not only about working models, to create working models, but to work in a complicated multi-level system. And it is a very technical work related to different documents, reports, and training and sharing our results. But this is how we can see, this show us how this digitalization may be integrated to the overall European system of knowledge and standards. A few motivation words. If you have already developed your MVPs, then Digital Europe is very important for you. Because it allows you to get valuable experience from all over Europe, and this is a chance for you to make your expertise work not only for your institutions but for the wider professional community. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Thank you, dear Inga. Let's applaud you. So thank you for sharing experience, and good luck in your future projects. So the logical continuation of this case, of this successful case, is to discuss how exactly EDIH can transform public sector, business, entrepreneurship, and so on. So we have invited people directly related to this creative process. Our moderator today will be you know this person. You had an honor to see him on the stage today. So Pavlo Mikhailuk is our moderator today, the head of the development of ecosystem in Unit City. Thank you, Anastasia. Hello, that's me again. We have a good news. The air alert is over. So we have 5 chairs here. So we are going to have our speakers, participants of our discussion, and those are the clients of the European digital hubs of the first generation. There are 2 generations of such hubs. Last year we launched 6 of them, and this year we have launched 4 more. So let me invite Dmytro Kovalchuk, Max Sport, client Klotex EDIH. Ганна Колотушко, PetSOS, client Central Ukraine EDIH. We hope she will come back soon. Marina Tsarapaeva, client PolEDIH. Dmytro Davidyans, Reform Office Kharkiv, client Eastern Ukraine EDIH. Artem Krasenko, Meta Engo, client into EDIH. Thank you very much. So we hope Anna will join us as well. So we are going to talk now. What are you doing? How it happened that you have started to work with EDIHs? I hope your business life actually it was a turning point for your company or business, and what are your recommendations to the participants of our today's event in the context of how do they find a way to ED, how do they start to cooperate, and so on. So let me start. I will give you the mics first of all. So thank you. So my first question, please share, tell us briefly about your organization, what you are doing, and how did you start working with the European Digital Hub? Hello, my name is Dmitro. I am living and working in Khmelnytsk city. I'm co-founder of Max Sport company. We are working in the sphere of producing clothes, sport clothes, and I am cooperating with Clotex Hub for more than 2 years now. And how did it start? I started from training for upskilling related to the clothes construction and creating 3D models of clothes that has not been some years yet, that is just modeled. I can see my teacher here in the hall. So I knew that there is such a program, and I learned more about the digital opportunities for small business. And I started to introduce these tools into different levels of our operational activities, and I started to introduce the system that is called smart production. Great, thank you very much. Let's move on. Dmitro, please, the floor is yours. So thank you very much to our partners, GIZ, European Commission, and organizers for supporting such a great initiative. So I am the director of Reform Office, a municipal company, and our mission is to introduce the most advanced solutions in Kharkiv city. So the cooperation with EDIH is one of the most successful cases for Kharkiv. So we were trying to establish a special center in Kharkiv that is responsible for the work of emergency services and coordinates everything that is happening during error alerts in times of damages, unfortunately. So in this case, we were developing it together with Kharkiv IT clusters. So the IT cluster specialists help us to identify which digital tools do we need to speed up the response in emergency situations, and it also helped to attract funding for these initiatives. And this case is very important for us because, in fact, digitalization today, it is not only about comfort, but about the economical resilience and about the fact that the city is able to respond to emergency situations quite quickly. One of the examples, the speed of response after these centers were open it has become just a few minutes from the moment we learned about the accidents and the moment the team go to the place of accident. It takes just a few minutes, and it's a great contribution to the economic resilience of the city as well, because it means that business can work a bit longer because they clearly understand what kind of threat is now for the city. Okay, thank you very much.
Let's move forward, and we've finished with our first speakers and over to our third speaker, Marina Sarapaeva, and I'm head of economic development in Semenivka community. It is a village community in Zhytomyr region. It's quite small, and my department is in charge of a variety of duties, but within this project we needed to enhance the investment attractability of our territory. And this is how we partnered with EDIH. We were developing geo information and geo investment passports, and those are decks full of information. Yet information of our cooperation was creating an interactive cloud with a map as a background, with all the resources of our community outlined there. Information passport is our internal monitor, and we see our infrastructural objects and nature resources and forests, and it's so important for us because it allows us to make this. It helps us with decision making, and whoever wants to familiarize themselves with our community, they can do it easily in an interactive manner, and you can see what kind of population we have, what educational institutions and medical institutions, and geo investment passport is our a way to describe the investment opportunities for investors. Thank you, Marina. Artem, please share. Thank you for the invitation. Artem Krasenko. I'm a representative of Mateiga IT company, and I'm also head of the Chernihiv University VR platform. Matenga is a library of VR trainings covering 300 plus videos and AR power system for the trainings. So let me give you an example. If an electrician needs to have a training in a certain skill, they can go through VR platform and practice their skills. It's much safer than doing it with real electricity. EDIH, speaking of EDIH, it is a good example of deep tech innovations used for modeling business processes and digitalization and introduction of innovative ecosystems. And within this cooperation, and I think we have only had 4 months here, and I've participated in a number of trainings, team building, responsibility for AI-powered content. During those trainings, I learned how I can build teams efficiently, and lots of ideas that I heard are applied by our team. And also AI content, how we can bring AI content to the companies who are very sensitive to cybersecurity. Hanna Kalatushka, my name is head of PetSOS project. It's a service of online consultations where doctors, pet doctors can be contacted in a couple of minutes. We have lots of doctors for any kind of pets, either a cat or a dog or a frog or a bird. You can bring them and have a consultation. We had a consultation with Ukraine, Central Ukraine EDIH, when they had Digital Innovation Forum in Dnipro. I used to live there back then, and they pitched student startups, and we won one of the categories. And then we went to the Automotive Forum in Lviv with them. It was a great journey. I totally recommend this EDIH. And then we were assessing digital maturity, because as a startup we see changes every single day, and the decisions need to be made very urgently, and we could see through that assessment what our weak points are and how we can see better those areas where we should develop ourselves. And we were working on the technological part and working at the action plan for our work. And we have already implemented these strategies which enhanced the efficiency of our contact center. And we work 24/7, partly because of this action plan that ED helped us develop. We also worked on applying for a grant in deep tech. It was a very substantial work. If you have ever applied for that kind of grant, it takes pages to write and edit. And we are so thankful to the Central Ukraine EDIH for their support. Thank you. So, your marketing works really well, because you brought a pet with you. We have an unofficial slogan. So whenever you have a Mayday situation, you should write to the pet source. Let us summarize the first block of our discussion. The EDIHs provide a variety of services. It's marketing, digitalization, support in conferences and exhibitions, writing grant applications, and so on. And the target audience for us are not only SMEs, but also communal services companies, communities, etc., etc. So you're welcome to join us, and each of the European digital innovation hubs have their own sphere of operation and services they can provide, and I think that any business or a community can find, or NGO can find a possibility to cooperate with them. Let's move forward. How does marketing and PR work in European digital innovation hubs? How have you started working with them, and how did you learn about those opportunities of cooperation? Please help our online viewers, participants to understand it better. Let's have an interactive. Let's be interactive now, and let's start from the other side of the table. Well, we started by watching and by looking for the events which would be relevant for the startups. That's all I can suggest. Just keep Googling and sign up to follow the channels which share about that, and you can also see the scope of services and understand where you want to direct yourself. And I would like to give you a life hack. When you it's the best to contact them when you have a clear question and you understand where you want to go, because they will not come up with the technology. You should always come with understanding of what you want to do, and Innovation Hub your idea with Innovation Hub can be crystallized. So I think that you can write to them directly.
Дякуємо. Рухаємося далі. Артема.
Так, про хаб я дізнався
I learned about the hub in the university.
тоді саме розвивалася стартап-школа Чернігівської політехніки.
The startup school of Chernihiv Polytechnical University. I realized that I couldn't use big chunks of grant opportunities from that hub because I was not in a position of a CEO or a founder. So I decided to use the trainings, and then we are going to use networking to get Ukrainian and international partners in partnership with innovative ecosystem, and also Hub allows to bring any kind of idea, and they will provide consultations. So they are very, very flexible and friendly.
Дякуємо. Що ж, давайте рухатися далі. Марвіно.
Marino, I think we are going to have the first anniversary of our acquaintance with EDIH. We visited an event which was co-organized by EDIH in Polisa University, and EDIH was providing information on the whole spectrum of their services. And what they showed us, it was quite unusual in terms of services that we used to request earlier, and we were so interested in their product. And then it's no secret that the local budget always lacks money.
Я вам скажу, що ні в якому бюджеті.
I would share that any budget lacks money. It's a truth. So the proposal that the hub proposal, it coincided with our financial possibilities, and so we started working. And as to the rest of the services, we found out about those possibilities later, and we went through the assessment of financial maturity, and we used this as results of this assessment for our community. And now we are looking into the development, co-development of the strategy of development for our company. We are not quite clients because we are part of the consortium.
Увійшли в консорціум. Бо, по-перше, дуже відкликається місто історія з тим, що один з напрямків ідеї.
One of the things that resonates with us, it's because we developed a strategy with Deloitte as to smart city, and the second one, anchor indicator for us was the fact that there were very strong partners from Kharkiv partners and Kharkiv businesses. So we realized that an ecosystem which has been built is going to be quite strong. And as to marketing, and we are doing our own marketing, and we provide information on EDIH and suggest that our SMEs and other organizations use our services on cyber security or implementation of AI or more complex solutions on ERP or CRM for their departments. On the possibilities we all know how great marketing department of Kharkiv City Council is. So over to Dmitro. As to marketing and promotion and getting to know Clotex Hub, it was quite interesting because I think I was looking for the ways to implement an idea for 3D modeling, and I was subcontracting some designers, and the result was not being scaled up, and I realized I need to learn how to do that by myself. And then I went into advertising, and I got an ad from this hub. And I knew these people before in my kind of sewing business, my fashion business. And I went to take a training for them. And as to our cooperation, now I am a PhD student in Khmelnytsky University. I participate in all the Clotex Hub events. We created outfits and for them, and also with co-organized a space for vets. And as to the marketing of Codex Hub, as of now, they are participating in. No, actually, they are making a lot of events for garment industry, and we also go to a variety of media events. And some podcasts. So we are part of lots of projects where we are getting more and more visibility. Oh my God, you are just perfect clients. You made all KPIs of the consortium members. God bless you, and I wish we would have more clients like yourself. But jokes aside, let's summarize this round. How can we find these possibilities? We can Google them. Yeah, we know that we are Googling less, but all types of AI show us that EDIH is an option, and you can get this advice in any platform. Also, tracking, you need to track our events better, because we are expanding with exponential speed, and we get more traction on the events and in regional and national. So follow us and share your contacts and get and ask questions about our services. Also, what's important, get aligned with your friends from the ecosystem and networking, because I know that even here we have a person who is going to invite you to an EDIH. So why is it important and cool to contact EDIHs? We have just heard some success stories about the success stories in the Ukrainian market, but also about going to the European market and using EDIHs help for that. And for me, as a person who has educational background, I know that whoever is investing in education and science, they will be able to build a long-term economy and their own prosperity and contributing to the country's prosperity. And the biggest part of the EDIHs are university collective, and all the services which are provided by EDIHs they are based on the scientific researches, and there is a conversion, and there is a link between them and the state services. So only pluses, no minuses, only benefits and no drawbacks. I will have a fourth round of questions, which actually has just sparkled my mind. But now it's the third round of questions, like what kind of advice can you, as a client or as a part of EDIHs, can provide to the SMEs and startups, NGOs, as to efficient cooperation with EDIHs. Let's start with Marina now. Indeed, I was waiting for it. It's not unexpected for me. So I wanted you to be first this time. Okay, in the first place, you should not be afraid of making those complex decisions, because in the beginning it looks a bit uncertain, ambiguous, and too complex, and whoever is not connected to the digital technologies, it might seem that it's even impossible, but thanks to this close cooperation, experts of EDIHs are helping and supporting with confidence and help to develop a cool product. And then my second advice is that get ready to this cooperation. In my case, I needed to collect background information, and this information is not only in my hands, but also I needed to unite all my colleagues, and quite you need to be very precise in technical specifications, because it influences the quality of the product. In my case, we were a bit happy because we were able, our technical specification was changed by us a few times, and the experts of EDIH agreed with that, and so our cooperation was compatible.
And the key advantage that we have, I'm sure that not everyone knows about that. So we have access to the international high qualified experts. So it is really possible. And the last thing I want to say, you need to understand it is more plus than a minus, that this cooperation is not going to be a one-time cooperation. It is going to be a long-term, because even the product we have developed, you need to track it all the time, to update it all the time, to add details to it. So that's it. Thank you very much. Another important peculiarity of EDIHs, even two, that is flexibility of providing services, and it is a huge advantage. And because this is a complex of services, it may help you to cover not only one need, but they may provide a complex overview and cover a lot of number of challenges you meet. Those are two important advantages of EDIH. Hanna, so I would say please ask, because even the things that are written, it is not a full list. So it is better to re-ask again, and it will work for you, because if they don't be able to help you, they will say you where you would be able to get this assistance. Because we were working with startups, and startups that didn't ask, and actually they didn't manage to develop. So I would like to emphasize that please ask about what you need, and please be very clear about your request. You need to clearly understand what you want to do. Dmitro, a small comment. Digitalization has provided a possibility for me to come here to this event and to actually take all my production business with me in my notebook. So my recommendation is any business has to be transformed and digitalized, and to be able to be competitive with large business. Codex Hub and other hubs provide this possibility, provide the knowledge and skills. And for example, we have been looking how we can distantly take measures of the human body, and we actually created our own solution for that. We are now developing a program to collect data. Then we are going to write a code, and we will involve the AI tool here, and it will be a huge software and a ready to use product that will and it will be in demand among any company that is producing clothes in Ukraine. Artem, it seems to me that for MSE, the key point is about partnership and expertise. The hubs are very well in this. Their employees become providers from the very start and up to scaling up. They are testing the product all the time, and they help to understand where the costs can be reduced, what we need to do to improve the product, and so on. Dmytro. So my recommendation will be, please come to EDIH not only with the clear idea, but also with the clear challenges that you meet, of, for example, how to speed up your response or production process. So EDIH is very responsive because they're getting together different experts, IT specialists, different businesses, and they can look differently on your challenge and to suggest probably the solution that is even better that you have thought of. And I would agree with my colleagues that that's a great opportunity for the civil sector, for the city councils and other stakeholders to cooperate with other cities, because we had a nice case where, thanks to EDIH, we started to cooperate with Stalin. So great. Thank you very much. So what are my takeaways? Please don't be afraid. Cooperate and be open for cooperation. Please get prepared for the cooperation. What do we mean? Either you should formulate a clear terms of reference, or please come and with the clear challenge that you need to meet, and then we will be able to select an appropriate solution for you, the best solution for you. Or at least, if they will not be able to find a solution for you, they will recommend you whom to contact to find the solution. Another thing, partnership and expertise, that is the possibility to start partnerships and to share and to get experience from the international network of digital hubs. Don't be afraid to ask, because it will be really strange if you want to get some service, you are ready to pay money for this, but you are not asking for what you need. So please don't be afraid to ask and be open to find a perfect match and a perfect solution. And generally be open to transformations and to changes inside your business. So, dear colleagues, unexpected question. The fourth round of our discussion. It is quite an unexpected round of our discussion, but eventually, what would you like to improve in your cooperation with EDIH? Or what do you lack in this cooperation? Where we, as partners of consortium, should pay our attention to. So you, as a business or organization, come to EDIH to self-improve, and this improvement is important for us as well. So we would be grateful for your feedback.
Я ж казав, я сам не очікував, так що.
Було б спішно, якщо б ти мене запитав.
So it would be nice if you could ask me how to improve. So I would be happy to hear your feedback as part of EDIH. So I think that we lack time most of all. So we don't have enough time to implement all the projects. So 2 years is too short period. So you are so lucky. So I can continue. So the same thing. I did lack time to be fully involved. That is why our cooperation was planned for some period, but it was actually extended in time. And we have some requests, and we would like to have more hubs, more experts, and in that case we could work with all the requests we get. For example, I'm promoting the idea among my colleagues that we can cooperate and that we can get this high quality product. So probably I would like to see more experts to cooperate with all the community. So your point is that we need to either expand the personnel of the hubs or to increase the number of hubs. I think that we need to expand the personnel of hubs. Can clients be a part of the hubs? Well, actually, I'm not sure. So I would say that from inside, we could be more focused on having more grant programs, so that we could provide not only consultations, but we could provide support to find financing for the solutions that are going to be implemented in businesses. So just to increase this percentage, we do have successful cases when the businesses actually got financing for implementing these new solutions, but we would be happy to increase this percentage. So you would like to see more programs that would be happy to support the digitalization transformations for the clients, right? Okay. Okay. So we are addressing to the representative of GIZ now. So we should increase the number of personnel in GIZ. We should increase the access to foundations, and we need to open the new programs for funding. So yes, but we need to inform business about this, because I'm coming from a small community, and I think that I would like to have a better communication with our business, local business, about the opportunities that they have. Well, it is very important for digitalization to be expanded to small communities, to small cities and villages and towns, not only to the large cities. I think that as a representative of small company, what is your perspective? How do you see this perspective of cooperation with EDIH? How can we expand our activities through to your communities. For example, we have a page in Facebook of our community, and the population of our community is 5.5 thousand, but our page has 8,000 followers in Facebook. But that's not the effect we expect to have, because business is not reading Facebook pages. So probably it is worth organizing some meeting to get together representatives of business and EDIH experts and make them acquainted. So we have prepared, when we were preparing the product for our communities, EDIH experts said that they are ready to cooperate with agricultural, with the farmers, especially in light of our European integration, and the farmers need to change their approaches of growing plants. But actually they are afraid of that, and they ask, why do we need to do this? So we need to increase this communication and to make it more effective. So we can just organize meetings to get them together and to set this platform for communication. Thank you very much. And I have another concern here. I think that we will be able to meet it. Not all the communities are open for communications, but those who are interested, we need to communicate more with them, because these communities may become an instrument of expanding our services, and this is a chance for us to show to the regional business in small settlements what kind of services we can provide. This is the same I wanted to say, to mention communications on both sides. On one side, I am involved in the work of 3 universities in different roles, but actually no one from my students or colleague know about EDIH and what it is and what kind of services they are providing. So we need to have a special informational campaign to explain what it is and how does it work. Because if you just say EDIH informational hub, it says nothing actually. And on the other side, you mentioned going deeper to villages. Certainly, villages has farms and local producers, and actually they lack automation of various processes, and they just have no idea about such opportunities. So that's a really cool thing that has to go down to them. And I have an idea for this actually. It is not a very typical image, and probably it is not so relevant with the image of EDIHs, but it would be nice if you started your social networks in an entertainment mode, because business owners don't read Facebook pages, but they are humans and they are scrolling through TikTok and Instagram every evening before they go to sleep. So if we could reach them through the social media with interesting and entertaining content, it would raise the number of clients of EDIH, because people need people and people need communication. If this TikTok story will be seen by the wife or a child of a businessman, they will come to the owner of the business and they will mention this thing. Among our clients, we have cases that actually came to us through their children. So children actually bumped into this video in TikTok, and they said about it to their parents. So
Дитина, ні, мама, дивись, от онлайн-консультація, не треба купляти нового хомячка.
Social networks is a very powerful tool today if we could use it in a proper way. Yes, sure. As a person that is responsible for the working package of communications in our consortium, that's a great challenge for us because we understand that let me add, the key thing here is when you are thinking of your social networks, please keep in mind that it should be entertainment because people are using social networks for entertaining and not for getting substantial information. Yes, you have started from a very right comment that we as EDIH so we need to work on this. It's not a taboo, it's a task, it's a challenge we need to meet because but we need to think how we should communicate this. Because if I because so actually, if I will make a short video with a dance and then I will sign it so that we are EDIH and we are a project financed by the European Union and we are doing the following things, it will look at least strange. So we need to think very well how to structure and how to forward this communication. Yes, sure, I agree. It is very important to think of how it can be done. But I think that you should use this source of communication. Okay, thank you very much. Please get ready. We are going to have a fun time soon. So. Okay, do we have any comments here?
So let us summarize for 30 seconds. What would you like to focus your attention on, both as representatives or as customers of EDIH? It's a really cool project which welcomes business and civil society and city council and communities. It's very practical here and now. And don't hesitate to contact us even if you don't have a specific request. Lots of ideas already are implemented, but some ideas stay in our heads and buried under this thinking like, why would I do that? But just go and try that. I would like to wish you more clients who are good and who are solvent for your hubs. Thank you for this great meeting in this place. I have never been here and it was so good to visit UNIT City, make more events. Hopefully all our Ukraine will look like this. Hanna, I wish you more development, more customers and more views for your media content, and I wish that any small settlement in Ukraine knows about EDIH. Okay, Vivat EDIH, wishing all us good success and applause to our panelists. And over to Anastasia Selinok, who is a coordinator of Digital Hub EUNITED. You can go now, and thank you to our co-coordinator and moderator. I think it's your first dance was going to be with this soundtrack. Okay, friends, I think we only have one last event. I'm not sure what exactly we need to do up on the stage to compete with the energy that we have seen here. But as we mentioned earlier, we have 10 EDIHs and EDIHs, and out of these 10 hubs, there are 4 of them. There are 3 of them which are being launched right now. And we would like to dedicate a small part of our program to highlight these hubs to get to know you, and so you would get to know them, so you would know more plans and how they were created and what services they are going to provide or are providing, so that you would have an opportunity to connect with them, and so all the rest of the EDIHs, including newcomers, could coordinate and make partnerships, because I think that a big part of our project is collaboration and so the first EDIH, I would like to invite Green Carpathian EDIH, and Valentin is going to present that. Okay, we are inspired by this meeting to hear about real feedback from real customers, and they have some ideas. I have ideas and insights now. Green Carpathian EDIH or Green Carpathian Hub, it's a EDIH which has been trying to get launched for 2 years, and we were finally financed by the European Commission, and now we have this little thing here co-founded by the European Union, and we kept working during these 2 years, and our consortium has lived through a number of reincarnations, and now we have our central city is Ivano-Frankivsk, and we also go into Chernivtsi and Transcarpathian regions, and we have Transcarpathian IT cluster and the Innovation School of Schumpeter. We have a double transition here, both digital and green transformation. Why? Because any optimization or digitalization of all systems needs to include energy efficiency, reducing them, increasing energy efficiency and decreasing the CO2 emissions, and this is our focus on the benefits of the green transformation. As to the services we provide, we can divide them into several categories, but be sure that they are all in synergy. We test them in green and digital transitions. Here we are using the same approach to see and model and simulate how it works in reality, to make sure that this investment is profitable. The approach is the same, but digital models are different, and this green transformation covers a working model which helps to process a lot of data, where we are introducing energy storages and cogeneration equipment, and we are using AI for our data analysis of multiple factors, with return on investments of 5 to 10 years. I loved what I heard from the previous keynotes, that the services you see in EDIHs is a basis which we founded in our model, and right now we would like to test them and get feedback from our clients and enhance and widen it and change the focus. As to the plans for the current year and 2027, we set these real goals, and we hope we can reach them. In fact, it's providing services for up to 30 clients during this first year, 20 for businesses and 10 for public entities or state organizations. Also, capacity building, integration of education and trainings. We plan to have European networking. I am deputy head of our hub, and our head is in Finland right now, signing agreements with the European digital hubs there. So hopefully during the first 2 months we will achieve certain indicators on these KPIs. That's all on my side. Welcome. You can take the contacts. This timing is just perfect. Thank you. Do remember the face of this person. If you need cooperation with them, just grab him and network him. And welcome our next EDIH, Олеся Соболевська, Київ Хай-Тек. Hello everyone, I can hear you all. Really happy to see you all, and old friends and the new friends. I think it's going to be quick. Our name is EDIH Kyiv High-Tech. Our geographic coverage is Kyiv and the region. Our lead is Ukrainian Cluster Alliance, and all clusters in our regions are part of our sphere of interest. Our consortium comprises several organizations, including academic science presented by the Kyiv Polytechnical Institute, IT faculty Bogolyubova, NOC, additive technologies, and also tech business, IT enterprise Festa, and cluster organizations, including Ukrainian Cluster Alliance and the Center for Innovation Development and Institute of Digital Transformation. Our key partner is Kyiv Oblast State Administration. They are our old partners. We have been working for several years with them. This is our old presentation. I was hoping you would show our new presentation. But it's okay. I think we can continue like that. AI, but something unique about us, it's blockchain, cybersecurity, Internet of Things, cloud technologies, and on the blockchain for useful things like verification of data, we have very strong experts who help us. That's our unique feature. And on additive production, since we have this scientific park on additive technologies, they provide both equipment and experts, and they produce adaptive 3D printing and production. Plans for 2026. Our key spheres. Firstly, it's our roundtable discussions in the International Industrial Forum on 26th and 27th of May. We're going to be partners in this event. We are planning to have launch as of end of June 2026. Also, we are going to have launch in our shelter in Kyiv Polytechnical University Institute, and an event on additive production in September 26. I assure you it's going to be a great event for those who work in this sphere. Our proposals for cooperation, we are ready for all kinds of cooperation. We are partners with our local EDIHs and international European EDIHs. We are ready for your interests and your requests, whatever you are interested in. And I'm sure that we will be able to find contact with your requests. And a small example of our cooperation with Codex Hub. We already have had this common activity on green and digital transformation in textile as part of an interesting project. And we are happy that Codex was our partner in that. Our contact details, Lesa Sobolevska, and you can find me in any social media. Thank you. You keep our timeline so well, all of you. It's let me invite Ivana Didur, West Ukrainian EDIH. Of course, I can see a timer here. I'm Svita's partner, and I represent EDIH, and we are going to build the digital transformation for businesses and startups in the west of Ukraine. This is our consortium. It's quite big, and our lead is Lviv Polytechnical Institute. So our background is similar to other EDIHs. Svita works in consulting. We work with businesses, and as part of our EDIH, this is our main benefit, because we work with the academics and with the businesses. And also the faculty of AI in Lviv Polytechnical University, Agency of European Innovations, Lviv Tech Cluster, and Easy Business NGO, who works with communities and develop innovation for communities and business and state. And Tech Startup School is also part of EDIH, so our portfolio is quite extensive, and we think that it's a great benefit to provide good service. West Ukraine EDIH covers the west of Ukraine, obviously. But Svita is represented in Kyiv really well, and we are open and active to all businesses and companies in Ukraine. And but West is our priority. As our target audience traditional and innovation SMEs and public sector, but for traditional businesses and innovation businesses and the communities, we are helping to procure financing fundraising. And in our case, in West Ukraine EDIH, we think it's our competitive advantage because we have great experience in procuring financing, and we are ready to partner with other EDIHs, and we want to invite our clients. In the grant application, we outlined 4 priority focuses for those companies and businesses where we plan to work: medical technologies, healthcare, smart city, agriculture, double-use technologies. Why? Because of the background that our partners have and the geographic uniqueness of the west of Ukraine, where med tech, defense hub, and agri tech are developing. But we are very open to anything new, even from other sectors. Let me show you. When we speak about digital hubs, whatever digital hub should be engaged in, it's the possibility to unite, combine the scientific and business, science and business. And hardware is very important. So hardware component is based on the Lviv Polytechnic Institute basis, who invested a lot of funds in their hardware, and that's why we are so proud of our offerings to our potential clients. And we have just started, and we have had a kickoff just recently, and I mean on the 1st of May, and now it's our job to start and work as a consortium and to procure our first clients. And we also want to bring in big events, acceleration program, AI hackathon, and if you see synergies, you can contact us, and we will be looking for possibilities to make Ukraine more digitalized and innovative. Thank you.
So, the last EDIH, United, and I'm the coordinator of this EDIH. My name is Anastasia Solonokh. I'm head of the Innovations and Global Partnerships in Kyiv Aviation Institute, and someone is going to share my presentation. So, few words about United, who we are and why are we here now. First of all, that's our first public event as United, and we are so happy to see all the EDIHs, and we had an opportunity to share our experience, to share our insights, and so, what is EUNITED? EUNITED, that's EDIH that is planned for 3 years ahead, and it includes 9 beneficiaries and 4 associated partners. So totally there are 13 of us, and it is a very lucky number. So we have started on the 1st of May, and we have financing, we have a focus for AI, cybersecurity, HPC, and cloud solutions, but our key mission, and probably that's our difference, that we are focused more on international cooperation and collaboration to help Ukrainian companies and businesses to enter international market and international arena. And we are going to cooperate not only with the Ukrainian EDIHs, and we're so thankful to our partners that helped us to launch our EDIH, but also with other initiatives from the different European countries. So, as our university is a coordinator in this consortium, we also have 3 other universities, that is Kharkiv Polytechnica, Poltava Polytechnica, Naukma, and SET University. Also, we have ecosystem representatives, that is Social Boost or 1991 Accelerator, it is more famous, NGO Internet Initiatives. They are organizers of one of the largest championship on web developments that is called Dev Challenge. We have CCED, that is Center for Creative Economy Development, and our associated partners. Those are different universities and organizations that will help us to cover more regions. You can see map. Here we are working in the central part and eastern part, but I'm sure we will come to each region. We have different specializations. Certainly, there is test before invest. First of all, at the basis of our universities, we have laboratories, and we encourage businesses and entrepreneurs who want to test their innovations. You can do that here. We have skills and training direction. Soon we are going to announce trainings that will be provided for business, and also we have training support to fund investment, that is to how to understand the market, how to attract financing, how to pitch, and how to create an innovative ecosystem and networking. And UNIT is one of the members of our consortium, and thanks to them, actually, we can have such event, and we can get together and meet each other. This is our draft timeline for 2026. We have a lot of events here, a lot of toolkits. We are going to publish them and to present them. And on the last side, you can see the QR code for our website, and you can visit our site, and also you can make an application if you are a business, or you can find the relevant contact if you want to be a partner for us. So if you want, and if you can, we are to cooperate with us. We are open to that, because we are sure that only collaboration and synergy will help us achieve more that we can do on alone. So thank you very much. Dear friends, here with my last speech, I want to say thank you for investing your time today, for coming here, for meeting each other, for being involved to our initiatives. I want to say thank you to our host for hosting us, actually. You are providing possibility to get inspired here by this great atmosphere we have here. And I want to say thank you certainly to GIZ, because that's you who initiate and get together so wonderful people around you. So thank you very much. I encourage you to go and have a network. We are going to have a buffet now. Please, I invite you. See you next time.